What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gridiron Bangahz podcast, the first episode of our podcast. We're going to be doing, since the NFL season doesn't start till next week, we're going to be doing some kind of early preseason topics and segments. Before we start that, we'll do some introductions and kind of just give a little bit of history about ourselves and the podcast. So the name Gridiron Bangahz, all three of us are born and raised from Hawaii. So if you're from Hawaii and you're watching, you know, and if you don't know, you need to learn. Look it up. So first off, I'll introduce myself. My name is Bryson Stride. I go by Bryson or Bryce. So if you hear them call me Bryce, you know, that's just one of my nicknames. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm a Rams fan. Super Bowl champs 2021. A little about myself. I like obviously football. I like basketball. I'm currently active duty Air Force, and unfortunately, I don't live in Hawaii anymore. But I still represent sometimes. So that's a little about me, and I'll throw it over to Braden. Who's next?
Be at the bus first. How's it, everybody? My name's Braden. Like Bryson said, we're all from Hawaii. Sadly, just like Bryson too, I'm no longer. We've joined the mainland crew. I'm out in California right now, as we speak. But yeah, a little bit about myself. Huge football fan, as you can see. Always got to be repping the best team in the NFL. Don't let anyone tell you differently. But yeah, other than that, love basketball. Huge into video games, and big anime fan for all those who know. Yeah. Pass it over to Jake.
Got Jake.
Hey, how's it, everybody? So I'm Jake Solis. Actually, Brayden is my brother. So yeah, we've for a long time. Both of us have always been into football, always debating each other. Yeah, the older brother. In case people don't know that, but they should look younger, anyways.
Let them know.
Yeah. Hobbies, I'm sorry.
Keep going. You're good.
My bad.
I heard it.
Oh, that was me.
Somebody's got their notifications on. Turn it on silent, right? That's all right.
You want me to continue?
Yeah, continue.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Bleed green. And between me and Braden, I'm the brother that's gonna give you all the right, hot takes. The one that's probably gonna be more right than wrong. So, but besides that, though, into video games, movies, anime too.
Alrighty, that's what I like to hear. But yeah, like they both said, we're all into football, and why not talk about it and turn it into something fun? Turn it into a podcast. Podcasts are the thing right now, so why not do it? And we're just gonna have some fun with it. So, kind of be patient with us. We're not all the most tech savvy when it comes to the recording and the YouTube videos, but we'll do our best to. Might not be crazy production value first off, but we'll get there eventually. And let's get right into it. So, just some segments we'll kind of be going over. We'll be doing, like I said, just some early preseason. So, like, we'll do our early power rankings. We'll also do our week 1 predictions. Obviously, first game of the NFL season, Thursday coming up. Thursday Night Football, looking forward to that. So every week we'll do our predictions for the week before, so that way we're not playing catch up or the games have already happened and we're kind of just reviewing and going over what's already happened. We'll also throw in incorporate like some fantasy and like sports betting and over-unders and spreads and stuff like that. And then lastly, we'll wrap up with like our early end of season awards, MVP, Rookie of the Year, stuff like that. So first off, we're going to do our early season power rankings. So we can kind of just go in order here. I'll have Jake go first, and then we'll kind of just take turns. And then we can obviously kind of, if we agree or disagree, and just talk about, where we feel certain teams are. And we'll just do like a top 10, and we'll do the whole 32. So I'll have you go first, Jake.
You want me to run down my top 10? Or you want to go with the first one first?
Yeah, just list off your top 10, and then we'll all go in order doing our top 10, and then we can kind of discuss.
Okay. So number one, I'm just gonna say it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously,
That took.
no, I
I
think
just want to say that took a lot of pride for Jake to, or humility for Jake to admit that, being an Eagles fan, but gotta respect
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, you gotta admit, when
Yeah, credit where credit's
the
due.
team is just better.
All
Yeah.
right.
So Chiefs is one, and then following them, I would have the Eagles. Eagles number two. Number three, I would probably put. Let's see. I'll go with the Bengals. Bengals are three. Bills are four. Then I'd probably go Niners at five. With let's see. So Cowboys at six. But I mean, honestly, I'm interchangeable between them and the Niners because I look at quarterbacks, so I have the Niners at five for people wondering why. The Cowboys, and then probably somewhere have maybe Seahawks right after. Um, what else we got? Seahawks, Jaguars, and I think I have maybe one or two more. I don't know what order I have them in, but I would say probably between them and maybe teams like the Dolphins following up right after. Just for Braden's sake, I'll put in the Giants, and they won. They got a playoff win, so I'll put them in. Maybe at 10 or right on the outside, somewhere around.
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting.
And now let's get yours, Braden.
I don't know how I feel about the Giants being in there. I thought when you said that was for me, I thought you were gonna put them in there.
I
But
know. I thought I was about to make some
just I
Steelers.
was
Yeah.
gonna. All right, let me shake up this list. And number one, I got the Bills. I think this is Josh Allen's year. Just everyone's been writing him off. I think he's the second best quarterback in the league. I think Mahomes still got the edge over him, but as a roster, they're just a better team completely than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are at my number two. You can't bet against Pat Mahomes. Done that too many times. Third, I do have the Eagles. Super Bowl runner-ups. Might have been different depending on the grass they played on, but we'll never know. It is how it is.
Get your
Number
ticket
four.
shots.
Yeah. Number four. Pains me to say this, but I got the Bengals. Just Joe Burrow and the receiving core that they have. I do like their coaching. Five, I got the Niners. Just missing the quarterback. Just like number six, Miami. I think it's just missing their quarterback. A great team. Number seven, I have the Jets. A little bit questionable on them. See how it fits with Rodgers, and that O-line is a little sketchy. At number eight, I got the Ravens. Nine, I got the Jaguars. And number 10, I got the Steelers. Honorable mention, I'll give it to the Cowboys. I didn't know where to put on. I love their team. Just Dak just does not. Yeah, but that's my top 10.
Okay. Alrighty, and so I'll say mine. Pretty similar to kind of both your guys's. Kind of a general theme here. I do have the Chiefs at number one. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes. Um, doesn't matter who he has, he'll find a way. Eagles are close second. I think you could argue 1 and 2 with the Chiefs and Eagles. So they're I think they're poised for another good run. I am going to put the Niners at 3 just because the roster, the coaching, and the only thing that's missing is the QB, but they've proven that it doesn't need to be a great QB for them to win games. And who knows, that Eagles game might have gone a little differently if they didn't have those injuries. So I am pretty high on them, which is tough for me to say being a Rams fan. So that one's a tough one. I do got the Bengals at 4. Joe Burrow, that receiver core. Defense is a little rough, but they find a way to win games with that offense alone. I do got the Bills at 5. Got to give them respect. I do think Josh Allen is posed for another big year. But I just feel like their just playoffs have just been struggling, and they just keep getting snuffed. 6, I'll have the Jets, which I think I will say it is a little high, but I think it could be just kind of almost a copy and paste of the 2021 Rams, where Stafford came in and they just immediate success. Aaron Rodgers, you could argue that all that team really needed is a QB, and now they got one. So I'm a little higher than some people might be for the Jets, but I think they got a chance. I got the Jags at 7. I think they're got great young talent. Trevor Lawrence looked good last year. I think he's coming into it. I think this could be his kind of an even more breakout year. At 8, I do have the Chargers at 8, which is kind of a sleeper pick, I think. I think they've been kind of quietly just making playoff runs, kind of getting some unlucky games here and there, but Justin Herbert, they look really good, and they got some dogs in that team. Number 9, I'll throw the Dolphins. I think just that receiver duo is Waddle, Hill, probably the best receiver duo in the league. And then lastly, I'll throw the Cowboys. And I do have the Cowboys pretty low just because they just can't find a way to get to get past the NFC Championship. So that's my 10. I definitely think Braden kind of lost me there with the Steelers at 10, but you got to root for your team. I get it. I know
okay.
Braden has said he goes out of his way to say that a lot of people will sleep on the Steelers. I don't disagree with that, but I just don't think they're.
By the time we get to the end of the season, they're going to be a lot higher on that list. I just will tell you that now.
Yeah,
they will definitely be above the Ravens.
I could see
the Ravens.
I could see it.
I'll be honest with you. I was thinking of last year's playoff teams, so that's why I said Giants. I'm like, why did I pick Giants? So yeah.
I'm surprised you're the Giants.
I was thinking literally last year's playoff bracket. Sorry, I was thinking of that. I was like, NFC North. I was like, nah, and then I kind of forgot. Oh, Rodgers went to the Jets. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised you had the Cowboys up there so high.
I mean, they're a good overall team. Quarterback.
I think the Cowboys they're on paper they're like a contending team. It's like
they can.
Jimmy Garoppolo Niners. They just with Dak they just can't. They look good in the regular season and then just playoffs come around and it's just a mess.
I just don't think Dak's a good fit. They just need a quarterback. They just need a quarterback that doesn't make mistakes because I think the rest of their team is good enough to win them games.
Trey Lance?
Not
I'm so high on Trey Lance.
Unless an injury comes. I want him to play.
I want Trey Lance to succeed there, man. I love Trey Lance. Trey Lance is my guy.
I mean, I don't know. Jerry thinks he traded for Patrick Mahomes. I don't
know. Apparently, they didn't even tell Dak or anybody that they were trading for him. They just did it.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy too.
Yeah, it was just like, here you go. Here's a QB2, maybe even 3 if Cooper Rush.
So wait, so you put Buffalo Bills at 1, right?
He's got the Bills at 1. So let's talk about that one. I don't hate it. I just, I mean, there's always going to be that one team that just some people are higher on. And
I had the Chiefs at 1 to begin with, but then you losing Frank Clark and everyone just not knowing, not even the Chiefs player knowing, who do you have left on that defense? You got Darius Sneed, he's pretty good. Well,
they don't win with their defense. That's the thing.
I mean, that's the issue with the Chiefs is no matter what that roster looks like, as long as Patrick Mahomes is at the quarterback,
they've had decent defense.
Bare minimum top 3.
They've never had a defense this bad. Because at least they had Frank Clark, they had Chris Jones, they had Tyrann Mathieu for a bit. They have no one else, no stars. Darius Sneed is a good corner, but not up there. And I just
I see where you're coming from.
No receivers too on this.
It could be, we were just talking about it before we started, USC, where that just power offense kind of gets negated by that just sub-tier defense. So who knows? That could happen. I could see it happening. But they can still find a way to win games.
I have them at 2, so it's not that big of a drop-off.
I mean, to go from 1 to 2 isn't, like you said, that's not a bad deal for them. But yeah, I do think the Eagles could take the 1 through the season. I think the Eagles are poised for they almost just copy and pasted the same exact roster. And you could argue it even got better with their defense. Their defensive line looks even scarier now. So, I mean,
I think they'll start off a little bit slow just with new coordinators. Slow. I guess that's might not be the right word, but I mean, have a little bit of hiccups.
yeah, I get that. I can see
They'll
that.
they'll be fine going through the year.
All right. Any other teams? I did have the Jets higher. I don't know what you guys think about that one. I had them at like
Would you
6,
have
I
this?
think. I had them
I
right
mean, I think
after.
they'll
I had them right after the Bills at 6.
I think they'll get in that range. Honestly, like you said, they were missing a quarterback. They got Rodgers to go with that defense, that loaded defense, and then the skills positions that they got.
Oh yeah.
It's a loaded roster.
Yeah. Now they have Dalvin Cook too.
Dalvin Cook, yep, Garrett Wilson,
That's an interesting.
Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb. That man, I swear, is just gonna like explode and have a heart attack on the field, dude. That man is like, that man is so
He's their
old,
starter.
dude. I don't understand. I mean, when you got guys, what's his name? What's that one receiver's name they have? Is it Barrios?
Lazard. Oh, Braxton Berrios.
Yeah. When you got receivers like that, Randall Cobb's gonna. I mean, he could take the starting position.
I mean, they signed some receivers because they even got McCole Hardman.
Yeah, so I mean that's an interesting receiver room. That's a very interesting running back room. I loved Brees Hall. I thought Brees Hall was a pretty decent stud last year. Just got potentially ruined by the injury. Who knows? He might bounce back. He is a pretty athletic freak of nature. He is one of the bigger backs in that draft class. Can he come back from it? Maybe. I don't know. I would hope so. Dalvin Cook. I don't know. Would you prefer Dalvin Cook or a young Brees Hall? Like if Brees Hall didn't get hurt, I mean, is there any argument that Brees Hall isn't like your RB1?
There's no argument. Brees Hall stayed
healthy. I don't hate Dalvin Cook, but I can't see him having much value if Brees Hall wasn't hurt. Because I think that running back room was pretty decent. Brees Hall, Michael Carter. I thought they were.
Donovan Knight.
Yeah, Donovan Knight. I thought that was a great backfield. And maybe it's better with Cook, but I mean,
definitely.
I would hope Brees Hall comes back and is like the clear RB1 because he's fun to watch. I think, especially being that young.
I mean, at least in the first 6 weeks of the season, he was the best thing to watch on that Jets offense.
Honestly, yeah.
He really was. I mean
other than Garrett Wilson,
but you had a questionable quarterback play, so you never got to see the full potential.
That is true.
But every day you saw Brees Hall run the ball. Yeah.
It was impressive what he did with the QB play. So,
if Brees Hall finished that season, I think he would have won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Or Garrett.
For sure. Because that team looks great. I think that the future's bright, even if Aaron Rodgers doesn't pan out. I mean, is Zach Wilson the worst quarterback ever? No. I mean, maybe it could be like a Jordan Love where working under Aaron Rodgers will kind of help bring the potential out of him. So, and we'll have to see how Jordan Love is, but that might be depending on if Jordan Love looks pretty good, could be Zach Wilson might come into it working under Aaron Rodgers. So I think the future's bright, even without Rodgers. So that's why I have them a little higher. Just because that literally the only thing they needed was a QB. So
the only thing that scares me about the Jets is every time I think of the Jets, I think of the Broncos last year. I think they're a better team, but I felt like the Broncos were chanting their quarterback away, and they got Russ, and then nothing really looked that much different.
Oh, Drew Lock looked really good in preseason. He was balling out.
I've been a fan of Drew Lock.
I think the Seahawks Pete Carroll can help Drew Lock, but Um, I don't know. I think the Broncos definitely. The Jets are a better team, like that Rodgers came into than what Russell went into. But I don't know. The Broncos were just that was just weird. That was just a weird year. That's just
I mean, I get Javante got hurt. That's a huge blow, but
yeah. But that
their
just
defense is stacked.
it doesn't like losing a running back like that shouldn't. I mean that
No, shoot.
basically their season was lost because of Russell Wilson. I mean,
I mean,
I
they
would say
also,
just any cooks in the kitchen type of thing. But Russ wanting his way, and then Nathaniel Hackett having his specific offense, and Russ maybe not wanting
I
to
don't
do
know.
that,
I mean,
doing the same things he did in Seattle.
Russ was a Super Bowl quarterback, and Russ ain't no bum, and just to look that bad last year was just shocking, honestly. And I think it was worse just because of like the media, like of like the stupid Broncos country, let's ride stuff, and just how it like the whole kind of build up to his, you know, beginning there was just so hyped up that I think it kind of set him up for failure almost.
yeah. And it didn't help that they were thrown on like every primetime game to start the season, and it just was the worst games ever. Those were some
Uh,
bad ones.
that's rough. That's crazy. But
Did have some itch.
any other any other on that list we want to talk about? I mean, I know we got the. I think we all kind of consensus. The Cowboys were pretty low. I think Jacob had them a little higher than me and Braden.
And
I
they're
don't
honorable
remember.
mention for me.
Oh yeah, honorable for you. I had them at 10. I think what did you have them at like 7 or 8, Jake?
I had him interchangeable close with the Niners
Oh, okay.
because
Oh yeah,
Niners,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, they will. Yeah, Cowboys, they're kind of in the same boat. Lower roster. Obviously, Niners have proven they can get further with less at quarterback, but
Further with
I'd still
less.
believe I still believe that they both won't get over the hump without great quarterback play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people hate on Dak, and he's really not that bad. I mean, I definitely would take Dak over like Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Yeah,
But
I think Niners spread. Oh, you in that boat?
I
It
mean,
depends on the team. Depends on the team. I feel
I guess yeah. Well,
like
obviously Brock Purdy is a perfect fit for the Niners.
I wouldn't want Dak on the Niners because I can't have you throwing picks. Like I get you could be an off like explosion on offense, but like if you're throwing picks and you're putting my defense in bad situation when I have a top defense, all we need to do is just not put us in bad field positions. I would take Brock.
Yeah,
Just throws less picks, not more careful with the ball. That's why I think Garoppolo would be a better fit than even with Dak Prescott, just because he's more careful with the ball. With a team like that, like if you have no defense, I would take Dak any day because
who
I
Garoppolo is more careful with
yeah.
the ball. Not in the playoffs, I don't think.
I mean, what has Dak done in the playoffs to show that he's
Well, I mean,
careful with the ball
I'm
there?
not saying that Dak is careful with the ball, but I don't think Jimmy is a
Yeah.
good example of someone who's careful.
Okay,
with
not
the
the
ball.
best. I mean,
Maybe
he's
during the
made
regular
it to
season, but not during playoffs.
multiple Super Bowl, one Super Bowl appearance,
Yes.
multiple NFC Championship appearances. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to give him some credit. I get the team.
I mean,
was
yeah,
super
I'm not
talented.
saying Jimmy's a bum, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but yeah,
I think he is, but it's because
Give him a little
I just hate the 49ers. It's just me. I have to. They're our rivals. So.
And then hearing just the reports out of training camp where Dak is throwing like a pick every other day.
Yeah, I don't. I saw a clip
And
of
just
him like throwing into double coverage to one of his receivers who was like 5'9".
yeah,
Like
I
a
saw that.
5'9".
And then now Trevon got his contract. He's even talking trash to him. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't even know, man.
I also doesn't help that Mike McCarthy's calling plays now, which is a dinosaur.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
I don't have much faith in that, but I also can't look away that they have talented roster.
yeah, they do.
They're also in a weak NFC. So
They have a great defense. One of the better young receivers with CD. Tony Pollard looked awesome last year. Zeke's gone. I don't know. I like the Zeke Pollard combo. I thought it was a good combo. I wish they would have kept him. I don't think Zeke was the issue. I don't think they're better without him or worse without him, but we'll see.
No, they did complement each other really
Yeah,
well.
they
I thought.
complemented perfectly because Pollard was just
Yep.
That speed.
skill,
they owed him too much money.
elusive back, and Zeke just that red zone within the 5-yard line just powered in. But I'd say the last one we can is the Dolphins. I do like the Dolphins this year. I think the QB play is a little iffy. I mean, I think when Tua was actually playing, he looked good. And then just the injuries I think he just made him look bad because he just missed so much time. And I think the Dolphins handled that really poorly with his, like, the concussions, and it was just a bad look for them. But I don't think he's really that bad of a quarterback. I mean, I think he definitely gets hate for being a lefty. Just something about lefty quarterbacks just get so much hate. I think I saw a video where they like flipped it to where he looked like a righty, and his form looked beautiful. But for some reason, when he throws lefty, it just looks disgusting. I don't know why. It looks so great righty, and it looks like just smooth, fluid motion. And then once it's back to normal on that left hand, it just looks like he's like halfway sidearm. Just I don't know. It throws me off. It was weird seeing it with the righty. But I like Tua. I don't hate him. I think the Dolphins could make a run this year.
Sorry, Hawaii people, but I'm not a fan. Just call it. Just gotta call it as I see it. I wish him the best. From what I've seen,
I get it.
The kind of talent you have, because I think the Dolphins have the best receiving core in the league.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At least the best tandem. Maybe the Bengals, just because they actually have a great third receiver.
Yeah.
But having Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, man, I've seen so many plays go for 10 yards, like passing them for 10 yards, and they take it to the house and make it 30, 40 yards.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's just an explosive offense. And
I think it's a close between Bengals and I just think that Waddle is a little bit of a higher tier than like T. Higgins and Boyd.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the Dolphins don't have a Boyd.
I think because of Boyd, it puts them up like right there. But yeah, that 1-2 combo with Hill and Waddle is, I don't think there's anybody out there that's as good.
It's different next year.
I don't know. Maybe we could see some Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. You know, could be, but I don't know.
Pickens and Deontay.
I mean,
I
don't hate it. I can't. No, but I don't think Deontay's up in that team.
No, I agree. I don't know about Deontay.
I think Pickens can get there, but I think Deontay's capped. I think he's just going to start declining.
I won't say declining. I just don't see him any
more
growth.
Not declining, but yeah, I don't think. I think he's capped. There's no more. He can't go any higher.
We've seen his ceiling.
Yeah. And then
what's it called, the Dolphins? I guess I agree. They'll go as far as Tua's health, I would say. But also, like, they brought in Vic Fangio, Denver, the old DC. Oh, head coach. Maybe head coach. So
coach, I think so.
Yeah, so the defense should do a lot better. They have some pieces, especially with that Trey Lance trade. They were able to bring in players with Bradley Chubb and the receivers with the other two. But I think they got a good shot to definitely compete in the division. But yeah, I was all, I guess, lying on Tua's shoulders. Hopefully he does good. Hopefully we can see more fun games.
No, they will have great games. Especially that defense. I forgot they even got Jalen Ramsey this offseason.
Yeah.
Who's starting off the season hurt, but they still got him and Xavier Howard.
That's a good DB cover right there. So, and the only other team I think is worth mentioning is maybe the Jags. I do like the Jags. I think they're one of the teams that could have a chance to go all the way that people might not expect. I could see it. I think the defense looks good. The ETN, now they got Tank Bigsby. Now they got Calvin Ridley coming back from his suspension. So, and Ridley's that's a thousand yard receiver kind of consistently. When he's at prime Ridley.
One thing with reason I have the Jags so low is I feel like they could be placed higher, but it's all based on Lawrence.
Yeah,
Because I feel like compared to these other teams we have in the ranking, like they're not the most complete team. Like they don't have the star power. But
yeah.
I mean, we all saw what Lawrence did against the Chargers. I don't know if it's just the Chargers' curse not being able to win those
Yeah,
kind of games,
that could
or
That's
was it
why
just
I
Trevor
had
Lawrence?
them higher because I'm
Yeah.
I'm believe in the Trevor Lawrence like breakout this year. So, I mean, and that's obviously this is why we're our predictions, right? Obviously,
I definitely agree with that.
I mean, other than the Chiefs and like the Eagles, the rest could kind of fluctuate. So, pretty much. But I think Trevor Lawrence is. I think he's coming. I think it's his year. So, we'll see. But
I agree with that, though.
yeah,
Jags, sneaky Super Bowl team.
that's why
No kidding.
they're sneaky. They're a sneaky team. They're not clear cut, but I think they could slip through the cracks.
Hey,
hard
Doug Peterson is clutch, man. Just saying. Look at Pete.
Well, if you guys are good with that, we can move on to our next one. We can do like our week one predictions, so just the matchups, and we can we'll incorporate, maybe a little bit of fantasy, and then like the sports betting aspect, over unders, whatever. So we'll start off with just Thursday, week one, Thursday night football. Obviously, we got Lions versus Chiefs. It's an interesting one. And then we can just take turns and what we agree on, basically winner prediction. So I'll go first. I'll say I got the Chiefs, just because the Chiefs are just too good, and it's a home game, season opener, kind of clear cut for me.
Yeah, I think this was a clear one. It's the Chiefs. I love the Lions. I love what they're doing, but
I
get
do
put
love the
against them
Lions,
week one.
but yeah. Chiefs
A
week
tough
one
matchup.
at home. Yeah, that's recipe. They got set up for failure on that one.
Like the Lions hype train will go crazy if they won this game, but I just
Dude, if they win
it
this
would
game,
go wild.
give them credit, because that's you gotta give credit where credit's due. That's impressive. So the current spread on it right now is at 6.5. I think it will go over 6.5. I think it'll be at least a touchdown lead for the Chiefs. So minimum,
Yeah, I
a
can agree
minimum
with
7-point lead. So Jake, I'm pretty sure you're going to say the Chiefs, but let's just hear
Yeah.
let's hear it from you.
I mean, lesson learned from the Super Bowl: don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. My lesson learned from there. Don't care what the circumstances, even if you end up being wrong, just don't bet. Don't bet against him.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any disagreement there. I definitely could see it being a shootout, just because I'll say the Lions defense is better than the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs are still going to score, but I think the Chiefs could go back and forth, and they'll give up a lot of points, and it's just going to be on Mahomes. It's just going to be an offensive onslaught.
I can agree with that. I mean, Lions definitely ended the last season hot. Yeah, I think they went on the East.
Yeah, I think they got
8-2 run.
Yeah, I think the Lions have momentum, some young talent, switching up the backfield, getting rid of both Swift and what's his name? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
I like Jamar Gibbs. Got him in fantasy, so I do like the Gibbs. I'm on the Gibbs train. I need him to do good because he's on my team. But I I love him on Raw. I think Jared Goff is coming into himself with the Lions. I think he's figuring it out. He looked really great. Wasn't he like top 5 in fantasy? I'm pretty sure. Or was he pretty damn close? He was pretty damn close, I think.
Top 10. Top 10.
I know,
I can't remember where he ended. I think at one point maybe he might have been in the top 5 and it might have kind of fell out. But he was on a tear for a while, and the Lions look really good. And their offensive line looks primo. So.
Offensive line is elite.
I will say, though, I got the Chiefs winning, but I'm taking that Lions with the spread. I don't think they win by more than a touchdown. I like I said, I have questions about their Chiefs defense, and the Lions offense is their strong point.
Okay. So you got
I think it's going to be an offensive game.
You got them at like a field goal?
Yeah, like that 4-5 range, winning it, maybe.
Okay. I can see that. I do think it'll be a shootout. Let me see. So let's do some fantasy. We'll go QBs. So let's start with Jared Goff. I'm using ESPNs. I don't like ESPNs. Like, I don't think ESPN is all that accurate, but we'll just, for consistency purposes, we'll just use ESPN since it is our fantasy league. They have Goff at 15.7. Are we thinking boom or bust? So boom 20, bust 10. I'm going to say boom just because that Chiefs defense ain't it, and it's just going to be just an offensive battle. So I think it'll be a boom. I'm going to say probably Patrick Mahomes a boom as well, just because you can't bet against him. He's almost too good. Trying to think here. We can just do quarterbacks just to kind of save time, so we're not doing like, a whole roster, or if anything, we can maybe do like just really pivotal key players. If anything, I'll throw in, let's say Jahmyr Gibbs here, since he is kind of a rookie and is a big name rookie. They got him at 13.9. Boom is 17, bust is 6. I could see 15, maybe not upwards of 17, 20, since it is the first game, and we got to work out the kinks and see how he fits in the offense. But from what I've been hearing from their camp is that they're going to be using him like in just as an all-around utility, just everything. And then just David Montgomery is just going to complement, as like a power back. So I could see not a full boom, but 15
I can't side with the boom, and I can't go with the bust. It's gonna be in that range.
I think it's right in the middle-ish.
I still got David Montgomery, who I think he's not my favorite back, but I still think he's gonna take a good amount of touches. Still an NFL. He was a starter for pretty much the league his whole career.
Yeah.
He's gonna take some in the beginning at least.
I mean, just from what we've seen of how the Lions have used their running backs, where, I mean, Williams was like the RB2, but he put up crazy touchdown numbers. And, we could see David Montgomery on the goal line pretty much from the 10-yard lineup. And then, obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be on passing downs. No doubt about that. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with Rain, that sweet spot they have it at.
I think the reason he won't go crazy is because the Chiefs' defense is just... So, I don't think Goff's going to be needing to check down a lot. I think there's going to be, with that offensive line and that bad defense, there's going to be a lot of time to throw for him. So, all right, let's go. Let's move on to our, let me see what we got next. So our first Sunday game, I mean, these are all at the same time, but just in order of, what's on NFL. We got Falcons Panthers at the Falcons. So Falcons are home. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I don't think there's a real clear cut between the two. I would say I'd have to go with Falcons just because I think the Falcons are a little bit more developed than the Panthers, with Bryce Young coming in, and there ain't really being that much talent other than Bryce Young.
I'm gonna go with you that too. I'm gonna take the Falcons on this. There's just too much star power on that offense. Quarterback is a question mark, but pretty much everywhere else there's talent on that team. At least on the offensive
Kyle
side.
Pitts, baby.
His breakout season? Nah, just kidding.
If they use him right this year.
Future Chief right there.
It's your chief, exactly. It's your chief. But I get you guys. Falcons. I think it's week 1 is too early for definitely the Panthers to be doing anything. I think they'll probably be figuring out what they can and can't do. And I want to say all they got is Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo, the receivers. Right?
Yeah, not a lot.
I like their defense. I love the Panthers' defense. They got like a bunch of young studs, but I think throughout the whole year, it's just going to be defense being the backbone of that team. So
I think it's
I think
it's going to be a development for Bryce Young. I don't think he's going to like just will them to victory.
Yeah, it's going to be growing pains.
I think it's going to
that offense.
I can see the Falcons taking this one, and then later on in the season, the Panthers might take it.
Yeah,
depending on how that growth is for.
So the spread for them is 3.5. I think the Falcons will go over 3.5.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it'll be more than 3.5.
Oh, what you thinking?
A field goal. They have to win by more than a field goal. These are both really bad teams.
I mean, they were bad last year. I mean,
I feel like this is a division game. I feel like it's going to be a dogfight, and it might just come down to a field goal. It really might. I
don't hate that, but I just think the Falcons are just. I think I got Bijan pretty high. I think he's gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna
have a great start.
Even with the spread, I think I'll go Falcons, but not my most confident bet if I'm putting down money on that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, just to save time because there aren't really any. Maybe we can do Bijan just because obviously he's a first round pick, really. So we can go over him. So right now they got Bijan at. Let's see here. Wow, they got Bijan pretty high. They got him at 17.2.
Boom.
So.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, I think the boom is there.
Him and that O line. I think it's most likely booms most weeks.
If the Falcons are anything like they were last year, it's just gonna be run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. So
exactly.
Unless,
even when you pass the ball, Bijan can still catch.
Even when you pass the ball, you're giving it to Bijan. So
you should take it for Kyle Pitts, you know.
I think it's all going to be determined on Ritter because the reason they ran the ball so much is because you got, sorry Hawaii people, but Marcus Mariota at your QB. Unfortunately, he ain't it. So, I mean, as bad as it was as how many times they ran the ball, you get it at some point because there really wasn't much else going on for them. So hopefully Ritter can make something happen. He's got the talent around him. He's got Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I don't even know who the RB2 is there or the receiver
receiver two.
Yeah. Because it's clearly Drake London. I don't even know who's after that.
Forgot they lost Alameda Zacchaeus, so it's not him, obviously. But
that's who else.
Behind them, can't remember off the top of my head.
Now let's see here.
I mean, shoot, Kyle Pitts essentially
after
as a receiver at this point.
They got Mac Hollins and Scott Miller.
Oh, they got Mac Hollins.
How
about that?
Mac Hollins.
This would be a name we knew.
Former Eagle, man. Former Eagle Mac Hollins. Super Bowl winner Mac Hollins.
Was your guys' team when you guys won?
He was. He was our wide receiver 4. Yeah.
All right, so.
Give him as a leader for some reason.
After that, we got Texans at the Ravens. So, Ravens season opener. I'm going with the Ravens.
Over.
Yeah, Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think that's a tough one. I don't hate CJ Stroud. I think he's one of the better like NFL ready QBs. Um, I know he struggled a little bit in preseason, but I thought it was good for him to get. I don't hate him throwing picks in preseason because that's just experiencing play live, and you're gonna throw picks. And I think he's ready. I think coming from Ohio State on a pass heavy Ohio State like that, I think that kind of helped. He is ready for throwing the ball in the NFL. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat Lamar.
I think I like this matchup though.
Yeah,
Sam.
I like
The Ravens'
I like
defense
the,
is kind of sus right now.
yeah, I like the Texans, but I don't think Lamar is gonna lose to the Texans. Sorry.
I do like seeing how the Texans come together throughout the season.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, even with the receivers they got. If someone will emerge, whether it's the new guys they brought in, or if even like a receiver like John Mechie, he comes back from injury
Yeah.
and cancer, he comes back
I know a
as
lot of people are
good
high on
as he was
Mechie.
projected.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're definitely interesting team with Damian Pierce. So
Yeah, that too. David Pierce looked really good. The spread on that, they got it by 10.
I'd go over. This is going to be a pass versus Ravens offense. So and definitely going to be spreading that ball all around with was it Carl Bateman, Zay Flowers,
Yeah.
Odell, Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, I think it's, and then Lamar just running the ball too. Yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna have it going over 10, just because I think the Texans, CJ, I think it's gonna be a rough start, but I think they'll come into it. So yeah, I do.
I'm taking the over.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much consensus there then. I will say not too many big crazy names fantasy wise. I mean, other than Lamar, but I think we can put Lamar just high already just based off of this matchup. So we'll just go on to the next one. We got Bengals at the Browns. I think that's a tough one. I do like the Browns. I think the Browns I could have them as like an honorable mention in the top 10 early power rankings, being real close there. I don't hate Deshaun Watson. I mean, we know what he can do, and I think he's in a better position now to win games with the Browns. Nick Chubb, obviously. Elijah Moore, receiver, and what's his name? Njoku at tight end, I think. Is he still at tight end?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't looked. Is Burrow playing week 1? I haven't been keeping up with the news.
I think so. I think he's playing. I just don't know how healthy he'll
I think
be.
if Burrow plays, I think the Bengals take it. But if he doesn't, I think the Browns do. So I think that one's dependent on if Joe Burrow makes it or not. For me, I don't know about you guys, but I don't see them winning without Joe Burrow.
With Joe Burrow, without Joe Burrow, I'm taking the Browns here.
Interesting.
I
don't hate it.
From what I've noticed, the Bengals start kind of slow every season, and they pick it up toward the end. Joe being hurt, if he's playing, he's not fully healthy. I like the Browns. I think Watson plays better than last year. Not to that Watson we know before the whole thing came out, but I do love the Browns roster. They have a lot of talent on there. Coaching staff is actually good for once, I think, in their franchise history. I think if I'm right, it's in Cleveland too, right?
Yeah, it's in Cleveland.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Cleveland on this one.
Okay. And then you, Jake?
What's the spread on this one?
This one's 2.5.
Damn.
So they got this one
5.
close.
I mean, I could see Cleveland like winning by like a field goal. I mean, Braden said they start off slow, and then we don't know how healthy Joe Burrow will really be. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for week one, I mean, I think I'd probably go with the Browns just for this time.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Field goal, I
I,
take that.
I
Yeah.
think if Burrow doesn't play, I think it's by like a touchdown, if not more. I don't think it'll be a
Oh,
field goal game.
I agree.
So, again, that's all basically on Joe Burrow, because really the Bengals are Joe Burrow. That team is nothing without him. So,
Are you taking the Browns to win the game or with the spread, Jake?
Both.
Oh, okay.
so we can do Deshaun here because he's one of those. This is kind of like a high expectation year for him. So they got him at 18.5. Boom 26, bust 12. I don't think 18 is. I don't see 18. I think it's like low 20s. I just feel like 18 is too low for him coming into this.
I'm thinking like 15 in my opinion. They're giving Nick Chubb the ball.
Yeah,
They're just going to run that.
Hmm.
But I mean, it also and if he comes back to form, he was on Texans, if he played like last year, then we'll definitely see closer to bust points.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think the Browns rely too much on Chubb. I think they need to work because Chubb is just. I mean, Chubb is great. Let's be honest. Chubb's a freaking freight train, but he needs some help. They need to throw the ball. They need to get that passing game going. So I don't know. We'll see if they can get away from overusing Chubb, but if not, then yeah, I could see it being a bust. But I think they're gonna. I think a good game to do it in is against the Texans. So we'll see what happens. But let's move on to the next one. We got Jags versus Colts. I'm going with the Jags. I don't think Anthony Richardson is quite ready to take them, win games right away. But and then Jonathan Taylor obviously is out for 4 games, so I don't think there's really much chance. Let's see.
Yeah, I agree. You go, Brandon.
Oh, you can go first.
I was gonna say I agree with that. It's another case with the rookie quarterback starting with a depleted offense. So Jags are probably gonna eat him alive, but he'll still be fantasy relevant. Anthony Richardson, just because he'll be running that ball, running for his life, maybe.
Yep. Running the ball.
Yeah. What's the spread on that one?
4.5. I thought it would be a little higher, but
definitely take the over.
yeah, I'm going to take the over on that for the Jags because I think for the Colts to win games, they're going to need Jonathan Taylor because without him, I think he absorbs a lot of focus, and without him, there's really not much going on for the Colts. Plain and simple.
Agreed, yeah. Rookie quarterback, missing your star running back. You have your starter as what? Is Deion Jackson as their starting running back right now?
I believe so.
It looks like Anthony Richardson's going to be RB1 as well for that team for the first 4 weeks.
At least for the first 4 games. So, yeah.
He doesn't really have much weapons to throw to. I like Pittman, but...
I like Alec Pierce. I don't hate Alec Pierce, but...
Not a bad slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not your best options that you want to enter the league in.
Yeah, I don't think if you're...
Rookie QB.
If you're trying to develop a rookie QB, I don't think Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce are the receivers to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for Richardson, just because he's a you know big name quarterback, they got him at 16.7. His boom being at 22 and bust being at 11. I could see it just strictly based off the running getting the 20s because that Jags defense is pretty top tier. They're gonna crash the pocket, and at that point he's just a bigger Justin Fields. Run for your life because your offensive line ain't gonna do it for you. So I mean I don't hate the Colts offensive line, but I think they're as bad as the Bears with Fields. So, but yeah, I definitely think a boom, just strictly off the running.
Go bust. I think they're gonna struggle to figure out how to get first downs with this offense in the beginning.
I can see that.
Not many tries. Like I think he might break a few rushes, but this is still the NFL. The Jags are a top team, and I think they'll be prepared for what Richardson's gonna bring, and don't have to really worry about other threats too much on offense. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with that bust around that 10 range.
Okay. How about you, Jake?
I'm leaning toward closer to boom with anything because I think they know how to get Anthony Richardson at least get started in the run game, maybe even I guess get him into rhythm with the passing game. Obviously, we're not expecting him to put up big numbers passing the ball, especially in the beginning. But I think we were looking at the same offense as the Eagles that they would be running. Obviously, not the same personnel, but with the running style they're going to use, that you can expect big rushing numbers. But I think we can see maybe a deep ball here. Well, maybe the one deep ball can see out of him, whether it's a touchdown or not. I think we can see that.
Yeah, I like that, Jake. I mean, I just think off the running. I don't think it's going to come from the passing.
Yeah, I agree.
I just strictly because of the running. That's why I have him at bust. Or I mean, boom. Sorry, because it's literally just going to be a repeat of Justin Fields. He's just more athletic. So
yeah, if he repeats what he did last year run, he did like that stretch of 6-7 games.
Yeah, because Justin Fields just was on a tear, just putting out 30 points a game, just running the ball. So
like 150 yards on the ground.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Gross. So bad. That was just like that wasn't even like a testament to him. That was just an embarrassment on the Bears. It was so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah. He's definitely capable of that, and they have a much better.
I could see it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be up at 30, but I think it'll be in like 20, 22-ish. So, next up, we got Bucks versus Vikings. Vikings are home. Bucks at Vikings. Sorry. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I don't think with Baker Mayfield at the helm, Bucks are going to be able to pull it out. I think Baker mid-season is better than Baker early season. So if Baker ends up staying the starter and Kyle Trask doesn't end up taking over, I think they'll do a little better. But it's going to be a rough start for the Bucks.
I'm taking my boy Kurt Cochain on this one. I think that's the easy one for him. Not a primetime game. Bucks is kind of struggling of figuring out their offense.
Yeah.
Already news of Mike Evans is this going to be his last year.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm going to take... I love what the Vikings offense looks like. Defense is a little bit questionable now with some losses in this offseason, but I still think they have enough to take out the Bucks with Baker starting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go on both your guys' side on this. Vikings, I think it's the obvious choice here. We'll probably see how the Bucks will do with Baker Mayfield. We could see. I was gonna say we'll probably see some Rashad White getting his touches here and there, probably tearing it up a bit. But just the receiving game might be a bit iffy. But yeah, Vikings offense should put up numbers similar to last year with Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and T.J. Hawkinson,
Oh yeah,
and Brand's boy Kirk Chains in a non-primetime game. So
yeah.
that sounds about right.
I think even with losing Dalvin Cook, I don't think they're too worried. I think they're satisfied with what Madison is and what he can do. I don't think they're known for being a power running team. It's going to be Justin Jefferson all year, so could see some flashes of Addison, and then Hawkinson. I mean, I think you could argue he's maybe tight end 2, but he's kind of in that tight end 2, tight end 3 range. Maybe tight end 4, depending on where you got some other people, but it's kind of hard when you got Justin Jefferson at receiver. It's kind of a target horde. It's going to take a lot of targets. But they got the spread on this one at, let's see, 6. I'm going to put the Vikings over.
Vikings at home.
Yeah,
Vikings.
Vikings at home. Yeah.
Vikings.
Okay. So we are taking a little more time on this than I thought we were. So, you guys want to keep pushing hard on this, or just kind of plow through it? Because we're at like an hour already.
We can speed through if you want. Just give a winner.
I mean, because we still have, different league news, end of season awards. I mean, I don't know how long those are going to take. I can't imagine more than that. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're about an hour in already, so we still got a couple games, quite a bit of games to go over. But we'll just keep going, and then we'll push it. We'll push it with you too. So next up, we got Titans at the Saints. This one, it's still in the first bracket of games. Let's see. I'm gonna throw the Titans for this one. I think the Titans take this one. I don't think Derek Carr is gonna immediately look great for the Saints. I think it's gonna take 2 games. I don't know how that offense is going to be. I mean, I know he's still pretty top tier running back. I know they got Williams. I just feel like Williams isn't going to repeat what he did with the Lions with the Saints.
Kamara suspended, by the way, for this.
Oh, yeah, Kamara. That's right. Kamara's out. I didn't even know what there. Okay. Well, Kamara's out, too. Now that you mention it. So, I like the Titans. I don't know. Have they announced who their starter is? Is it Tannehill or is it Willis? It's Tannehill.
I
don't think there was a debate on that one.
Okay, I didn't know if there.
I might be wrong. I don't follow the Titans.
Yeah, I haven't been following the Titans lately.
I think Tannehill has always been kind of their settled-in starter.
Okay. I like Derrick Henry. I think he's gonna. I mean, it's not gonna be as dominant, but he's still a freaking monster. So, and I like the young Treylon Burks, a receiver. And now they have D-Hop. So, I think they're going to steal this one. Because I don't think Derek Carr is going to be... I don't think it's going to click right away.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you on that with the Titans coming out with the win. I think we'll see later on. I think how the Saints do with Derek Carr, but for this game, I think Titans.
Yeah, I think I had the Saints at first, but I don't know. This game just looks like it's gonna get ugly, and Titans just always find a way to win those ugly games. So yeah, I think I'm about to go Titans.
Yeah, the Titans, their regular season
They're great.
Yeah, they're regular season Randy's. So
No matter how gross a game can look, they can still come out and win it. That's when they win most of their games. Is when it looks like a disgusting game.
yeah. So the odds are having the Saints to win. The spread is 3.
Because they're home, I think.
I mean, I think just because on paper being at home, Derek Carr quarterback, that didn't surprise me that they had the Saints. But if the spread is close, it's only 3, so by a field goal, who knows? It could go to a field goal, and I could see the Titans taking it by a field goal.
Yeah, I think I take Titans, but Saints with the spread.
Okay. I'd agree with that. I think it's gonna be close, but I think if it is a close game, the Titans are gonna pull it out. But if it's close, the Titans pull it out, and then the only other thing I see is happen is just the Titans just dominate. I don't see the Saints really putting up much fight unless it's like neck and neck. But I like the Titans. All right, what are we looking at here? Ooh, here we go, Braden. Niners versus Steelers.
Been waiting all day.
I'm gonna, as much as I think the Niners are pretty cracked, I'm gonna go Steelers here. Just because I think this is a Kenny Pickett breakout year. I think the defense looks pretty good. Najee's been fairly consistent. I mean, I know a lot of people had higher hopes, but it's not like he just, was a bum. And then I do like George Pickens, obviously. I do like the Pickens-Deontay Johnson combo. So I do have the Steelers going here, especially at home, too.
Yeah, I'm going to Steelers too. Honestly, I think the Steelers will. I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't know. How? I mean, I know we know Brock Purdy is going to be starting, but I don't think we know how healthy he'll be. So I'll then take the Steelers to wreak some havoc on that one and come out with the win.
Obviously, no question for me.
Oh, really?
Steelers are going to win this game. This is our first home opener since like 2015 we've ever had. So it's a new stadium, first home opener.
Dang.
Brock Purdy's questionable. We have a look like we've been rolling on offense and defense through the preseason. I know preseason's not going to say the most, but I liked what we saw from them. I like the development of what Kenny has, and yeah, I just think we have the Niners number this game. Bad matchup for them to start the season with, but
so they got the spread at 2.5. Pretty close.
Taking the Steelers over.
Steelers, we have the spread, right?
So actually, the Niners are favored.
Money line Steelers. I don't need no spread.
He's taking the Steelers in that one.
Yeah, I think the Steelers will pull this one out. I think it'll be close with Purdy. If it's Sam Darnold, I think it's a wrap.
Whoa. I'm not talking about Sam Darnold here. I'm not talking about. That's a different story now.
I know Braden loves Sam Darnold. MVP Sam Darnold over here.
Just wait until we come back. When we come to the comeback player of the year segment.
Okay. All right.
Oh, really?
Crazy. Nah, cap. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think it'll be. I can see it going to a field goal. I don't hate that.
He's like, nah, we're winning by 10. He's looking at his face. He's like, we're winning by 10.
We're giving them at least 7. At least 7. We're by a touchdown. Taking a QB knee at the end of the game. I promise you that.
Oh, all right.
I promise you we're taking a knee at the end of this game.
That's funny. All right. Next up, we got Cardinals at Commanders. So this is two very bad teams, but I think the Cardinals are just too bad. I don't think I could honestly see the Cardinals not winning a single game this season. So I'm going Commanders.
You have a bad team and even worse team. So yeah, Cardinals are they're me
It's
dumpster
the
fire.
lesser of two evils, basically. So
Jonathan Gannon is like the least uninspiring coach. You guys seen this video? You gotta find your gut.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
He will be fired in the season. I can't say when because I don't know. They're clearly tanking, so
I mean, it's the tank. Yeah.
yeah, clean house everywhere. So. Yeah, no, they're losing,
much.
guaranteed.
So
Yeah, I want to believe in my boy Josh Dobbs, but it's a dumpster fire everywhere else.
So,
Right.
if we're thinking the Cardinals are tanking here, which likely they are, they're tanking for Caleb Williams. What is that? I don't know. What do you guys think about Kyler Murray's future at this point?
He's traded. That's why I think he plays he has to play something to get trade value in. That's why I think he's not sitting out the season. They want something for him.
Yeah.
They're not going to give Kyler out for nothing.
I don't think you can give him away for nothing. I mean, it's not like
if he put some good at tape out there, you might be able to get a first rounder for him. Might be able to.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be a reach, but
Could be. I mean, still really talented, young. Did get paid. That's what kind of hurts his value, but
Oh yeah.
I feel like
It'd have to be like those. Yeah.
yeah, Kyler Murray's
Has to be like
just
those
weird
trades.
right now. It's just real weird. Everything around him is just weird. But they got the spread on this one at 7, favoring the Commanders.
Give me Josh Dobbs. Give me Josh Dobbs. He's keeping this game close. He ain't winning it, but he's keeping this game close.
God.
Give me Dobbs, baby. Give me Dobbs.
Washington's. I'm taking the. I think the Washington won by 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dobbs and Connor.
I don't think Sam Howell's that great, but the Cardinals are not going to be a hard team to beat, by all means. It's going to be a cakewalk. So, yeah, I think that was pretty clear cut. Apparently, Braden's high on Josh Dobbs, but
Hey, I still have them losing, okay? I just think they're not going to get beaten by 7+.
all right. Next, we got. Oh, my bad. What were you about to say?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. Next, we got afternoon games. First to the second bracket of games. Well, I know the time difference is different for you, Jake, but in normal people.
Yeah, second set.
In normal people time, it's in the afternoon. I'm just kidding. No, they got second bracket of games. First game, we got Packers versus Bears. I know Packers have dominated Bears with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is gone. I think Justin Fields got something to prove after showing that, he can do it on the run. And they got a little bit more talent with the receivers, but I think the Bears are going to take this one at home. I got the Bears.
I'm going to be taking the Packers on this one. I know they added DJ Moore, but I don't know. Still don't find. I think the offense will be more functional than the last 2 years, but I still don't believe that much in the Bears. Kind of like Jordan Love. Like what I've seen from him, at least in the end of last year and in the preseason. I kind of like the Packers in this year, not to win the division or anything, but I think they'll be better than what people think. So yeah, I think the Packers.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Give me the Bears.
The Bears.
I think the Bears are kind of getting overhyped right now, but I still think they can beat the Packers at home. I'm a huge fan of Khalil Herbert. After drafting David Montgomery last year and watching Khalil Herbert, I was pissed. And now that he's going to be the sole back in that backfield, he's going to get the opportunity and he's going to make it worth it. I take the Bears against the Packers. I question what Jordan Love is still. Got good running backs. The receivers are they're not bad. Christian Watson's a great up and comer, but I still need to see more, especially what you can do without Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Braden on this. I do think the Bears are overhyped, but I think that this is they're going to take it from the Packers. And without Aaron Rodgers, I think they got something to prove that, obviously, it's more of, you can make the argument that the Packers beating the Bears is Aaron Rodgers. So now that they don't have him, it's kind of pointless if the Bears win. Because if Aaron Rodgers was there, it'd be a different story. But I do like Jordan Love. I think he's one of those guys, like I was talking about earlier, that with Aaron Rodgers leaving, I think he's got a great position to come in and, win some games. But I think the first 2 to 3 games are going to be a bit of a learning curve, or a bit of a curve to get situated. I don't think the receivers are that great, honestly. I think it's a case of, Brady making bums look good. I think Aaron Rodgers made him look good. And I don't think they're going to be that great. I think they'll figure it out, but it's going to be a rough start, I think. So the spread on this is 1. And the Packers are favored just barely by it's -112 to -104. So there really is no clear-cut winner they have, and its spread is 1. So they got this one neck to neck. But I think the Bears over 1. I don't think it's going to be, It's a pretty interesting spread. But any other comments on that one, or we good to move on?
Nothing for me. That one's just 1, so I was like, yeah, I'll stick with mine.
Yeah. You said the spread was 1 point?
Yeah, 1.
Yeah. Just keep it with the Bears at that point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we got a nice little Raiders at the Broncos here. Raiders Broncos. I don't like Jimmy G, but the Broncos are just a scary, it's hard to bet. It's hard to bet on them. So I haven't seen, is Javonte back healthy, or is he still kind of questionable?
He's ready for week 1.
Okay.
Yeah, he's ready.
He tore his ACL early.
I'm going to go Broncos just because I don't like Garoppolo. And I just can't give it to Garoppolo. Just on principle. I can't. Garoppolo, if it was Garoppolo with the Niners, then I'd say. But starting with the Raiders, yeah, I got the Broncos.
I'm probably going Broncos too. The Jimmy G thing, you have to see how that's going to look outside of New England or San Fran offense. So we'll find out, but I don't think they'll figure it out in game 1. So I'm taking the Broncos with Sean Payton.
Yeah, and Sean Payton too. So hopefully he straightened out Russell Wilson, and we'll start seeing maybe not, quite where he was, but at least a smidge of it.
Give me Broncos. The most reliable thing in this game is probably that defense. Broncos.
Yeah,
Everything else I have question marks.
They are pretty airtight.
I want to believe in the Broncos offense. I think they'll be better this year with Sean Payton, but Raiders. Don't know if they made moves to get better this offseason, really.
Went from
they kind of stayed the same.
They went from a mediocre quarterback to a mediocre quarterback.
I think Derek Carr is above Jimmy Garoppolo.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say that, like, I think
Not a huge
a less
downgrade, but
mediocre quarterback, but still not really much of a difference. I mean, to me, it's mediocre going to mediocre. Yeah, I put Carr a little higher, but barely. Just they got the spread at this one 4.5 or
Broncos
4,
season.
just straight 4 actually. So,
Give me Broncos. Let's ride.
shut up. I could see this one being close, just on the merits of maybe Russell Wilson struggles, but yeah, I got Broncos going.
Coach, let me throw the moon ball. No, we're not doing that anymore.
All right, next up we got Dolphins at the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers just being at home. I think they're coming off of a tough playoff loss with something to prove. Pretty decent roster still. Good offensive talent. I mean, Keenan Allen, Eckler, still both all-stars. So I got the Chargers taking this one.
This is a tough. Actually, one of the more tougher ones for week 1, honestly.
Oh yeah,
It is a
this
tough
was the hardest matchup I thought.
This is a tough one.
I'll go next then. I'll give you some time to think. I got the Dolphins. Chargers don't have home games. I'm sorry. They don't really have a fan base yet.
They should have just stayed in San Diego.
I like Justin Herbert. I take him over Tua, but the weapons around Tua and that defense the Dolphins have, and then Mike McDaniels, right? His name?
Yeah.
I like him as a head coach
Okay,
a lot.
so
I think he's funny. I think he's a smart head coach as well.
Smart.
I think he finds a way to get out of this game with a dub. And I don't know. Chargers just. I like the Chargers team, but they just always find a way to mess up. I don't know why.
Yeah, I get that.
This is the second set of games you said, right?
Yeah, this is a second bracket.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to go with the Dolphins as well. I just don't think that I don't think the Chargers can definitely can't stop the 2 speedy receivers, but I think they just get gassed out from that. Defense especially get gassed out. Yeah, I think they're just the Dolphins. They're just gonna win. I think same thing how you guys are saying. I don't know. Like Justin Herbert is great, but we need to see more wins from him, more meaningful games, more wins from those games.
Yeah,
What's the spread
I
of
mean,
this?
I do like it's 3. The Chargers are favored.
This is the toughest game. You're right.
That's a
That
tough
was
one.
gonna be
I think the Chargers could do it. I do think that it'll be close. The Dolphins will give them a fight, but I just feel like they got something to prove coming off of that tough playoff loss. So that's just me. But next up, Jiggity Jake, got your boys, got the Birds. So we got Eagles at the Patriots. I'm taking the Eagles on this one. I can't bet against them.
I think this is an easy one. Eagles.
Yeah, we're gonna ruin Tom Brady's retirement night, jersey retirement night. So definitely winning that one.
And it had to be
Might have a little bit
Eagles,
hiccups, like I said, but we're winning this.
Of course, it's the Eagles. Of course, it had to be them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their choice, man. Their fault.
Why
their
would you
fault,
choose
man.
that game as the game you retire in?
It's like Jerry Jones.
It is, but at least get a game you're gonna win, or at least a chance at winning.
I guess. But yeah, they got the spread at 3.5. I think the Eagles will take it over.
Eagles with the 3.5. That's it. Because they're on the road. Yeah, I'll give me the over.
I
For
mean,
Eagles.
that's just how the odds are made. Is whenever it's a road game.
Yeah.
They
You
just-
always get like 3 extra points
Yeah,
if
they
you're a
never
home team.
assume a blowout. Next up, Got Rams and the Seahawks.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
forgot about this one.
I mean, I gotta say Rams. So that's my team. I think I will say if Cooper Cup does not play week 1, I think the Seahawks will take it. But I think if Cooper Cup starts, can't bet against my team. But I will say the Seahawks with Russell Wilson have always just been freaking dominated by us. Aaron Donald owns Russell Wilson, but I mean with the Geno Smith, it's kind of been a little different. For some reason, Geno just finds a way to just come back from games and just do fourth quarter drives, game winning drives. He's just finds a way. But I got the Rams. Just because.
I'm gonna have to go Seahawks in this one. I definitely need to hear more about the Cooper Cup injury.
Yeah.
I think that would definitely play into it. Especially, yeah, that would definitely play into where I definitely will choose before the start of the game. But I'll rock with the Seahawks on this one. I just like what they did last year, and then building off from the offseason and the draft and free agency. I like them this year.
Yeah, I understand.
Taking the Met, they never wrote back. Give me Geno Smith. I am still questioning what you guys in the Rams are doing right now. You guys got some star players, but just no help around it.
I know.
Yeah, you guys showed up for a Super Bowl. It worked. Congrats. But you guys got to figure out what your next steps are.
Good. Yeah. Spread's at 5.5. I think
Seattle game. Give me Seahawks.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand.
I sound core. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna, in the predictions, I'm not gonna give the Rams every week, but just with the Seahawks, I just can't. I can't. I gotta take the Rams.
Oh, I get it. I think there's a chance.
Yeah.
Definitely later on, I might take the Rams when they're at home, but Seahawks at home is a hard place to play.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, no, Seahawks at home are tough, but I believe. All right, next we got Cowboys at Giants. Sunday night. NBC, Telemundo. I'm going with the Giants. Danny Dimes. I think the Cowboys are some bums. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I do think the Giants will take this one. I think Danny Dimes he's been hearing the talk that I think a lot of people think he's under or overrated, or I think a lot of people kind of have this guy a lot lower than what I think he is. I think he's very underrated. So I got the Giants taking this one. Can't bet on the Cowboys. I mean,
That makes us Cowboys, honestly. I'm going with the Giants
I
in
don't
this
hate
one.
the Cowboys, but I just feel like they're gonna throw this one to the Giants.
I mean, I think normally Cowboys, I think they'll always win week 1 against the Giants, but I'm not that confident like McCarthy nor Dak, so I kind of want to see how that's going to gel throughout the season, but I'll go with the Giants.
I'm excited with both of you guys. I'm going to go with the Giants. I've been talking of Daniel Jones this whole offseason. I kind of got to back it up now. He's finally gotten weapons to throw to. Besides Saquon, who's not a receiving threat, he's finally got Waller. They finally signed some receivers in the free agency. Yeah, their defense is still, it's not bad, but it's not the greatest, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
Got some names out there.
It'll put up a fight. I mean,
yeah, they're not going to just roll over.
Yeah.
And yeah, I question the Cowboys. I mean, be wrong. I think they're not that much better at home than they really are. I feel like they might be a road team.
You got the spread at 3.5. The Cowboys are actually favored.
Yeah, home team.
Yeah, they would.
No,
Yeah, give me
the
Giants.
Giants are at home.
Giants are at home.
Giants are home.
Oh,
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's Cowboys at home.
No, it's Giants. It's Cowboys at Giants. Does that change
Give me
anything?
Giants.
Still taking the Giants. I like it.
yeah.
I
Same.
think it'll cover. I think it'll be 3. It'll be close. But yeah, I got the Giants. Hate the Cowboys. All right, last but not least, we got our Monday night game. ESPN, ABC. Bills at the Jets.
Oh, that's week 1. Ooh.
Bills at the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think Rodgers will have a hot start. I think he'll slow down a little bit, and then eventually he'll come back into it. But I think it'll be hot, then slow, and then he'll maybe not go crazy again. But I think the Jets are gonna. The Bills are favored, but I think the Jets are gonna take this one at home.
I'm going Buffalo on this one. I think it's definitely going to be a close game, potential shootout, but I think it does come down to a field goal. Well, I'm taking the Bills.
I got the Bills for more than a field goal. I question that Gents offensive line. Still, they haven't made any big upgrades in that. Wasn't that great last year, and like I've said earlier, I think the Bills roster is just a great from top to bottom.
Von Miller is on PUP, I think.
Oh,
I don't think he's.
Don't matter.
Yeah, I think he's out.
you're right.
So
Yeah, I think he's out for a few games.
yeah. I just have the Jets. I think they're gonna have a hot start. I think they take the first couple games and then they'll slow down a little bit. But I like the Bills. I think it'll be close. They got the spread at 2.5. Bills favored. So by no means I don't think it's gonna be a blowout with the Jets. I think it'll come down to the wire. But I think the Jets can pull it out. I think their defense is gonna shine. And until the Bills can figure out getting Josh Allen to stop running the ball, I think the Jets can get it figured out how to stop them. So that pretty much wraps up our week 1 predictions. I think we had a couple, clear-cut decisions on there, and then there was a couple, few 1 versus 2s there. So I'm okay with that. I like that. I think we can move on to. We're kind of getting close to the end here. We'll probably finish with these next 2 with just like kind of recent news, and then our end of season awards, early predictions for those. Obviously, what were we about to say?
I think we could wait for the season news for next week, probably. It's going kind of long.
Yeah.
And then, because there's not going to be much news from here to next week, really.
Yeah.
Just updates on
there hasn't been
injuries.
a whole lot. I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we could just do the end of season. So you guys want to start out with like rookies and then finish with like MVP? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll do offensive and defensive rookie. So we'll do offensive first. I'm going to throw out there, I think it's going to be Bijan. I think just in the situation he's in with the Falcons, if it's anything like last year and they just run the ball, Bijan is probably, I don't think there's an argument that he's the best running, or an argument for anyone being better than him. I think he's the best running back in the draft, and in a great place to run the ball with the Falcons. So I think if Ritter doesn't pan out, which is you could argue more likely than not, it's just going to be the Bijan show, just running the ball.
Well, admits here. Yeah, just the amount of workload that he's aimed to get this season. As long as he stays healthy, I can't see him not winning this award. Really.
Yeah, if it's not Bijan, and one of the quarterbacks had to have had like really stepped up, had a great year, but it's very hard to see. But
Yeah.
it's got to be
I
Bijan.
just don't think there's any running backs that are kind of clear cut, like going to shine, that aren't going to take, some games to figure it out at the least. And, I mean, I think more likely what we'll see is that a lot of them are going to struggle just in the situations they're in. Because
I'll give you a wild card one that won't win, but maybe runner up. Dalton Kincaid.
ooh, that's a.
I like that, but not that
Not
much.
that's not a horrible. I mean,
I have a few other names above that. I feel like.
Yeah.
Kincaid, man. The only tight end that will come close to winning offensive rookie of the year award.
I still gotta go Addison and Zay Flowers over him.
No, Zay Flowers definitely.
Yeah, Zay Flowers.
Addison,
I think is my
yeah.
runner-up. No, I go Addison runner-up, Zay Flowers 3, and then maybe Dalton Kincaid 4th, if I'm not counting quarterbacks. But I don't trust these quarterbacks this year. No.
Yeah. No, can't trust them.
Again, you don't gotta do much. Court.
All right.
Give me Bijan.
We'll do it first. So we'll go Jacob. We'll have you start with defensive.
You guys probably might know who I'm going to pick already. I'm going Jalen Carter. I mean, he's not obviously the starter. Definitely will be getting a lot of reps in the rotation. Definitely think he has a strong chance. He's looking really good in the offseason, so I like what I'm hearing, seeing from him, so I'll go with him.
All right, Braden.
This was a hard one, but I just have a weird feeling. I'm going Christian Gonzalez.
That's a good one.
I don't know why. Just Patriots, I feel like, just always find a way to get the most out of their corners, and I was a huge fan of this guy in the draft. Wanted my team to pick him. We got Joey Porter Jr., so I'm so happy, but I still thought this guy was a stud, and Patriots, recent history, you just know the names they produced.
Mm-hmm.
It brought the best out of. Yeah, I got Gonzalez winning Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay. I mean, for me, I do like Christian Gonzalez. I actually don't. For me, it's close. I think Will Anderson just isn't like Bijan, is just in one of those great positions to just, he's gonna be the number one defender on it, or that outside linebacker, kind of that edge rush. And on that Texans defense, I mean, it's not stacked with stars, so I think Will Anderson could take it. I think it'd be close. Christian, I do agree with you with the Patriots and cornerbacks, and Christian Gonzalez arguably could have gone higher than Witherspoon, but yeah, I think the Patriots got a dog with Gonzalez, but I think it'll be close. I think Will Anderson will take it though. So, the reason I don't pick Jalen Carter is just because there's just too much talent on that line. It's just hard. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a bum, but it's just too hard for that much talent to go around and that much. I mean,
especially as a rotational piece.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
I know he's going to get the
Totally get it.
reps, but it's just going to be hard to like. I feel like it's not going to be consistent. Like, yeah, we'll see the reps, we'll see the the big plays. I definitely think he's a monster on the line, and he looked really good at on just training camp videos and preseason. Like his first snap of preseason, he was like less than 3 seconds to the quarterback. So, but it's just too much talent with the rotation. It's going to be hard to put up consistent numbers. But I like that diversity. It's I think that's better than just clear cut Bijan on offense. I like a little bit of diversity, kind of spices things up. But we can move on to just our general non-rookie offensive and defensive. I will go first. We'll start with offensive. I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson. I think just with if Jordan Addison doesn't pan out, I think it's going to be by a mile. And even with Jordan Addison kind of breaking out, it's like DeAndre Hopkins on the Cardinals. Just too many targets are going to be thrown to Jefferson. And right now he's the best receiver in football. And I can't bet against that. So I'm going Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson. That's probably what I would be more inclined to take, honestly, just because he's getting all the volume. So that's pretty much. Yeah, I know he won last year, but right now I can't think of anybody else. I mean, you would say like
Just volume.
Mark chased him. He doesn't have the volume that Jefferson has, so that's the only thing. It would have to be like a narrative thing. So I'd probably take that, or I don't know, Tyreek. But even that, I mean, he'll get the numbers, but not the volume. So yeah, I'll go Jefferson.
I was thinking Tyreek, but it pains me to say, but my offensive is Lamar Jackson. I love what they did on offense with him. I love the weapons they've got. I was a huge fan of Zay Flowers. OBJ, we know what he is, questionable coming off the injury, and if he's going to still be the same, but I still think he has a great game to him. And Rashad Bateman has always been a good receiver. He's got Mark Andrews on top of that, and we just know what Lamar can do when he's healthy. And now I feel like they finally want to give him a chance to actually sling the rock and use his legs. I think this could be a great season for him. And the Ravens, the only question I have about the Ravens is their defense, so he might not win enough games to be in that MVP talk, but I think he can win Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Much as I hate it.
Who was MVP last year?
Mahomes.
Okay. Yeah, I was drawing a blank. Holy shit. Anyway, okay, yeah. I like that. I do like the Lamar Jackson. That actually, I mean, if not for Justin Jefferson, I could. I don't know. I don't disagree with that comment, but receivers are coming into it. I mean, we just came from Cooper Kupp doing the Triple Crown, Justin Jefferson, Offensive Player of the Year, and then I think it's a receiver. I mean, QBs are always going to run the show, but I think receivers are on the come up.
No, so, they at least recent history, receivers had a better chance of offensive player, but we know who wins the MVPs.
So for defensive, we'll flip it around. We'll go Braden. You'll go first since we're in last.
It's probably the easiest call. I'm going with Mr. Trent Jordan. Mr. Watt, number 90. TJ Watt. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was
I kind of had to look it up to remind it. I couldn't remember it fully either, but I'm going to go with TJ. Just the impact he has on the team. Everyone's seen the stats. We've won like one game without him there. I think we made one more game last season without him there, but this man just came off the season where he literally 2 years ago tied the record for most sacks, and he played less games than Michael Strahan. So I don't see him slowing down. He's always the dog, and he's won us plenty of games. I just don't see a better player in the league right now on defense. But yeah, Jill. All
right, Jake.
I mean, it's between the pass rushers. I think there's like about 4 probably list that all have a.
Yeah.
I think all are in the same range of winning. I'm probably gonna have to go with. The maybe Niners, Nick Bosa. probably go with him. I know Michael Parsons won last year, so I mean it's obviously in the range. But I think coming off going into a year where he's expecting to get paid, right? I think he'll probably had a great season.
Nick won last year.
Did Nick win last year? Did they mix that up?
I think Bosa won last year.
Oh, Bosa won.
I believe because Bosa led the league in sacks last year. I believe so. I think that's why they gave it to him. I could be wrong, but
I can't remember honestly. But it's between them two, honestly, that I was thinking of. Whichever one that didn't win, but
Yeah, it was Nick Bosa.
either one works. Like Bosa?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Nick
I thought
Bosa.
we go Parsons there, but that don't matter.
Parsons was second.
it was between those two.
This might be a hot take. I'm going with Aiden Hutchinson.
Ooh.
I think coming off of a nice kind of a breakout rookie year. I mean, the sacks were low, 9.5, but he had 3 picks, 2 fumbles, recoveries. But I think it was a good rookie season, and I think the Lions have a pretty easy schedule in terms of offensive lines they're facing. I could very easily see Aiden kind of being a sleeper pick here. This is my sleeper here. I know Micah Parsons, Bosa, and TJ are kind of frontliners, but I feel like Hutchinson is kind of overlooked. So, just in terms of what he did and what he can do, and I think the Lions team has only gotten better with every draft. So I think the recipe is there with the schedule and the O-lines he's facing. I could see him. I mean, it might not be 20 sacks, but I think it'll be enough. I could see it. So that's my hot take.
You need 20 plus to keep him with TJ.
I don't know. I don't know.
I like the pick though. I like the pick.
I don't know if TJ would put a 20 in, but I could see it, but I don't know, man.
I see it. See it every year.
All right. Well, last but not least, MVP.
We still have Coach of the Year.
Oh well, are we
we
doing?
don't care about coaches here.
You guys want to do coaches? I was saying just fucking do like the player ones. Or do you want to do like coordinators as well, or
No, they just have a Coach of the Year. Just a
okay,
coach.
just straight coach?
Just for head coach.
Okay.
I can start this because I have my name listed.
We know.
Do you know?
I think. Go ahead.
You
No.
know. So
Okay.
we're buying kneecaps.
I don't even
I got
know.
that.
Oh.
I don't even
I got
know
that,
what
right?
like what. How
It's
they
all about-
determine coach
It's all
of the
about
year.
the storyline. It's all about
Honestly,
the
it's
storyline.
storyline. Honestly,
It's all
it's narrative.
about
Hmm.
Not the ones that always get 13 wins or something. No.
I don't know. I'll let you guys go first because I don't really.
I'm gonna
I
take
haven't
Dan
really
Campbell.
thought about this one anyway.
I'm taking Dan Campbell. People love him on the media. He's on the Lions, which everyone never looked the greatest at, but now they're finally looking into something like a real threat. They're gonna win the division this year, I think, make the playoffs, and have probably a 10+ win season. And you pretty much resurrected not Daniel Jones, but Jared Goff's
Jared Goff.
career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what he's done in the drafts have been great in these past few years. I think he's a shoe in this year.
Okay. Yeah, I actually I'll agree with you on that one. I'll say that. I'll say Dan Campbell. I think you said it perfectly. I think the Lions are finally figuring things out after post Stafford. So, and like you said, the drafts have been great. The Goff storyline. The defense finally isn't like bottom 5 tier anymore. So, yeah, I'll agree with you on that one.
A good one. I thought you were talking about your own team, honestly.
Almost never gonna win it, as much as I hate to say it. He's too established already.
Yeah, he's too yeah.
Like they don't get it. Just he
I'm
deserves it.
gonna. I think two I'm thinking of, but I think they'll probably give it to Robert Saleh on the Jets.
I don't hate that. I actually like that.
If we're going off narrative, then yeah,
Yeah,
always struggling with no quarterback. Finally get one.
he's
They at
actually
least
got a
get
Jump
point.
off my
double.
pick then, Bryson.
No,
Why don't you?
I'm still on Dan Campbell. I still Dan Campbell, but I see where Jake's coming from. Like I understand, like just from a strictly narrative perspective, and I think isn't he like the only like Muslim coach or something
Yeah,
too? I think they're yeah.
Yeah.
So that on top of it, yeah, I could see it. But I'm gonna stick with Dan Campbell. I like
I
Dan
like the
Campbell.
Dan Campbell one.
Yeah.
I think I would probably pick that
Just the
one, but
overall. Yeah.
what I think is gonna be probably that.
Yeah.
I had him as 3. I had Salah as 3 on my list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I had Sean Payton too. That
I was thinking
chance.
that, but
For the
I
but he
chance,
didn't
they
hold
would
the
love
head.
that.
I was thinking Sean Payton, but I just
They
feel like
would
it's
love that
not.
storyline.
I
If it
don't know. I
worked
think the
out.
storyline is just going to be the team is just going to suck. Could be the potential storyline. So, um, but I think we were talking about this earlier. Kind of no point in doing comeback player of the year because it's guaranteed DeMar Hamlin.
Not Sam Darnold. I can't put his name in the ring this year.
No, you're not.
You can throw it out there. How about
It's
that? Throw it
locked
out
in
there. You go.
Hamlin, so there's no point in
Yeah, no. He's already played a snap.
questioning
It's
it.
already
Yeah.
secured. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays one down and it's locked in. They're like the first play. They're gonna have like a ovation for him or some type of thing. I guarantee you.
Probably not. He's already played in the preseason. So
Well, not
I think
like-
Yeah, but it's not Monday Night Football though. Remember,
Yes. Yeah, it is
it's
Monday
the only
night.
game.
It is
You know,
Monday night. Yeah, you're right.
and he got hurt on Monday night.
Yeah, he did. Maybe.
I could see it happen.
Too.
So
Sam Darnold got it.
okay, Sam Darnold, locked in.
Sam Darnold. Plus 3,000. I love those odds.
Are there any other
Can you
awards?
find him on that list?
He's on the list. I just don't know where he is.
Oh, okay.
I know it's really low.
Oh my gosh!
I'll count it out. If he wins it, just know I'm gonna say.
All
Prove
right.
yourself. You skipped me in this segment.
Change subject. I'm sick of talking about Sam Darnold. All right. Is there anything else before MVP?
I think
I
so.
think that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. MVP. Jake might like this one. I'm going Jalen Hurts. I think the stage is set. I think he's developed to where he's a superstar, and I think the pieces are there. The defense to complement to, I think they complement each other great, and he's got the weapons, and he's that dual threat, can run, can throw, and I think it's just a complete offense. And with him at the helm, I think it's I don't know. I got him locked in on it. So I'm saying Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm rolling with that one too. They definitely have a lot more better numbers this year since they've been playing in the fourth quarter. So.
Let me be the different one here and go with some Kenny Pickett. No, I'm kidding. as much as I will love it. There's a reason I have them at the number 1 ranking. For me, I got Josh Allen. I think this is his year. He just proves the league that he is that bona fide number 2 quarterback in the league. Because I feel like people have been moving him in this offseason. I still love what their team has. They did lose a few defensive pieces, but that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs connection is top in the league. And I feel like this is the year, especially with, like I said earlier, the Chiefs not being as strong as they are usually. I mean, Mahomes is still going to overcome a lot of it, but I think it's Josh Allen's year.
Okay. I don't hate that. I'd have him at a close second, just on merits of what you said. That he's been kind of tossed to the side with this Eagles Chiefs kind of Dominance.
Now that they have James Cook, he doesn't have to be RB1 too. He can just be
still-
QB1.
He's still RB1, dude.
Nah,
He's
James
good.
Cook, bro. Cook is it. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Sleep.
Well,
James Cook.
that pretty much wraps everything up. I think that might be a good note to kind of end things on. I think we went over a pretty decent amount. And I'm excited for week 1. Hopefully our teams all get their dubs.
I'm not worried.
He's not worried.
You see fear in my face now? Got Tomlin.
And, well, that's, all right. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Appreciate everybody watching. And we'll be back again next week going over the week 1. Pretty much kind of the same general idea. We'll talk about next week's or the week after's predictions and kind of a general theme, and we'll try to incorporate some more topics, more segments, and we'll maybe kind of have some fun with it, do like some trivia and other stuff like that, and we'll try to throw in some other curveballs in there too. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And aloha. Shoots.
Aloha.
Woods. All right, copyright. We're done. Copyright. We're done here.